Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Let's Play the new Legend of Zelda Mini 2. I am Nitro6003. Today, we're going to take out level 1 and 2. We're also going to get the White Sword, the Magic Shield, and that'll probably be it. And then we'll probably call it a day. So all I need is 130 rupees to get the Magic Shield. And we'll save level 3 for another day. Probably the next part. So if you've played ZD3, you should know the maps to these things because it's the same maps. A few things have been changed, obviously, but the majority of it is the same. I think items changed and magic jars changed from ZD3. And at least we have the blue ring. Like, that's a very important thing to have. Too bad you cannot have the White Sword going into level 1. I mean, I guess you... No, I don't think you can. Because there's not another heart container you can get. So, there's no way. You have to be at least one level to get it. Oh, I'm racking up the money now, that's for sure. Now, you could get the cheaper magical shield, but it's alright. I mean, level 3 is that way. I mean, I guess you could go to level 3, but I wouldn't. Not without the White Sword. And trying to pick up some extra money for some big items we have to get later. Alright, let's go into level 1, take care of that as fast as possible. And then go to level 2. So you're going to start by wanting to go to the left. And this is why you want to have the Magic Shield. Now there is something that way to the left, but we can't get it till later on anyway. So in here you'll find 20 rupees. And pick up your key, and let's move on. Now, you can kill the Zols with your arrow. Unfortunately, I ran out of arrows. So now I have none. But hopefully I'll get some before the end of level 2. Because obviously it is a Goma. And any extra money we can get is good too. I think these guys they only drop 1 bat, as opposed to their counterparts, which drops 2. I mean, most people are used to going through a quest and not having to wait as long to get the white sword. But so here you have spread robes. And now because we have magic, we're going to start getting magic drops. And yes, there's more than just the boss key in here. This is where your power bracelet is, and you can't do very much in this quest without it. So you're going to want to get that. It's fairly important. You can't get very far in the quest without it. So now we're going to backtrack all the way back now to this room. And what I guess you could do is you could use this room as refills for yourself. I think that was 8 arrows. It's my only white sword item at the moment. I wouldn't use it on these guys because they move around too fast, and more than likely you're going to miss. And you don't want to miss. There we go. And I think 3 bombs should be enough. And yes, there's money in here. Now, you could use a super bomb, but I don't know if you'd want to waste it on a manhandler. Down he goes. And there is Triforce piece number 1. So now we're going to make a beeline straight to level 2. We'll get the white sword also along the way. But we're not going to waste too much time, because otherwise we won't have enough time to beat level 2. Well, I guess it also depends on how long it takes me to get there. I do want to buy some bombs. You never can have enough. Just so I have a stack, so I don't run out anytime soon. So let's just go in here and see what this guy has to tell us. The whistle is still in Goma's cave. And in here, the extra in level 9 is worth a lot. But we won't be getting to that till very, very late in the game. Bomb there, and this is where you find your white sword. And so, this is where you're going to need your super bomb. All right, so let's do as much as we can. If we're ending up at like 30 or 35 minutes at some point, then we'll stop. I don't think it's going to take that long to do this level, but it'll take some time. There's a lot of little things you have to do. Oh, clock. Free pass. I mean, the level's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of like little gimmicks to it. I mean, there's like one or two, but not hard. So we'll just get through it as quickly as possible. At least having the white sword is such a big relief. Especially later on in the level. And there are weaker dark nuts, but there's also stronger ones too. These are not the only ones you see in this level. It would probably really help to have the hammer, but you don't get it till level 5, I believe. And here you have the skull shooters. And if you played New Legend of Zelda 1 and 2 and Mini 1, you'll know these guys. Plus, if you've also played Randomizer, they're in there too. So that's where your compass is. You're gonna want to bomb up, and we will come back to that Dodongo. And there you have the clue as to not finding a wallet. And here you have already stronger dark nuts. Oh, clock. But no need for that, because it's got a clock and a free pass to the room. And that is where your second magic jar is. And we'll come back to this guy in a minute. All the extra money I can get is good. And yes, there is something in here. And yes, you can also bomb up. But you can't get to that until later on anyway. So now we continue on. And going back to the right. So now we can kill the Dodongo. Doesn't help to keep missing. Oh, clock. You guys can really save some clocks for some dark nut rooms, you know. Alright, so you're going to continue to the left. To the right, rather. Now, if you're able to get a clock early, you could use this room for grinding, but that's entirely up to you. Because this is where you're going to find your map. See if I can get rid of these guys. Yeah, I believe in New Legend of Zelda, the first quest, you didn't see the dark nuts till level 3. And there's your whistle. And yes, you do need to go this way. Now, you don't actually have to kill these guys if you don't want. So, up to you if you want to or not. And here you're going to find the boss key. So far, this quest is pretty straightforward. You know, pretty linear. And we already got the whistle, so now we just have to go to the top of the level. And you'll also need to come back here as well. And here's some Lamolas. Those guys are a good source of refills. And continuing on. And this room can be a little challenging. But this is actually a pretty safe place to get them from. Like I said, pick up all the loose change. And obviously you're going to get arrows here, so go through the door. And here's your Goma. And he takes 3 arrows. He does not just take 1. There he goes. All right. So, join me next time as we start exploration with the whistle. We'll get our first heart piece and continue on from there. I'm Nitro6003. See you guys later.